Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Look, this is a rare thing. I'm doing two videos today. But I just had to actually come on because, as I stated in my last video I just did, I am a driver influencer for Tryp Rideshare, which is a new rideshare company that just launched over the weekend in the Miami market, but they are licensed to launch in several other different cities. Well, I kind of always try to come come at this from a positive perspective, but over the weeks, first let me say this: I have been informed on and learning about Tryp since October of 2018. I became a part of the company when you had the first opportunity to do so in December of 2018. I am a person who does not like to present anything to anybody that I have not made sure that I've done my due diligence with researching, understanding, and seeing how whatever it is that I may be learning about can benefit the people that I am talking to about it. I'm real. Ain't no gimmicks behind me. Ain't no, because I'm not a person who gets involved in a bunch of different businesses. I have a bunch of different business for myself, a bunch of different services for myself, but businesses outside of me and what I do, I don't get involved in a lot. I do make investments in stock and things like that in companies. A lot of them when they first go public. Some that when they first went public, nobody really knew about them. Price of the stock was very, very low, and now just based on them being what they were presented, stock has went up, and that has proven to be a great investment for me for a lot of my stock. So anyway, I gave that information to say that when I give this commentary, I'll give this video on the Tryp Rideshare opportunity. I've done one in the past, and of course since then, because it is a startup, there's been so many improvements and so many different things that have been added, and it will continue to be more things that are added, because with any business, I always get an example of the iPhone. They released the iPhone, and when they first released it, everybody runs out there to buy it, and it has a bunch of quirks and a bunch of different things that are wrong with it. And what does Apple continue to do? They continue to do and send updates as they find issues and problems that they may not have known about or foresaw before they first launched that new phone. Business is exactly the same, especially technology-based businesses that deal with the internet and have to use the internet in order to maintain and perform that business. So just want to say that. So when I did that video, ever since then, I think that was a couple months ago, there's been way more improvements, and there'll continue to be more and more to come, just like with all the other competition with the companies that have been out longer. They have continued to improve over the years. So anyway, I'm gonna go at the first thing. I left the launch. I went to the launch in Miami. It was a great, great, great experience. It was something that I definitely wanted to be at, and I knew that I needed to be at for the fact that how long I've been involved in the business and how long I have believed in the model that Tryp was presenting to drivers as well as their riders. Now, I will also say this. I have driven for both of the other companies for about 4 years now. I also ride with both of the other companies for probably a little over 4 years. So I'm going to say that because a lot of the people who make these videos and they're experts and they're supporting the other companies, they try to say that the people who are promoting Tryp and the people who are supporting Tryp are not drivers and they're just marketers and all these other things. So I have to make sure I put that out there so you're not listening and getting an opinion from somebody who has not, as a woman, sat behind the wheel of that car and drives and picks up people early in the morning, late at night, and I am a single parent. And of course, as with most people, I chose to, go and drive and do rideshare with both of the other companies because I'm self-employed and I needed additional income. And it was something that I could do and get approved and be able to get out here and make extra money in no more than 48 to 72 hours once approved. How long it usually took to approve everything. So I wanted to put that out there so that all of you who got something negative to say and say that all of the cheering and the positive things are coming from people who don't drive and how can they speak for drivers and they've never driven. I happen to be somebody who has driven, who drives, and who is a business person, who is a business coach, and who understands if you want to be financially comfortable, you first of all should have more than one stream of income. Second of all, you definitely should invest in things and in businesses that you see or have been advised will probably scale, so that you and come in early so that you can make the most of your investment by taking a chance and taking the risk early. But we all know without risk, there is no reward. So I'm going to just say all of that. And I'm going to say, I'm going to tell a little bit about, I'm going to debunk some stuff. So I'm keep it real. I just watched, what's his name? The bearded Uber guy's video. And he was on the phone playing with this fake accent, talking to a driver influencer who was out of New Jersey, and he was calling as if he was interested and saying that he was about to sign up with Tryp, and he was giving the person the opportunity to tell about Tryp and why Tryp is going to do well and the great things about Tryp or whatever. Okay. I'm not going to take away nothing from what that person, that driver influencer was saying, because a lot of the things that he was saying was true. But what I will say is this. If you are somebody who wants to say from the aspect of the bearded Uber guy, and he's, somebody that a lot of people listen to and follow, then to me, since you know that, instead of just reaching out to a random driver influencer, you would reach out directly to the company so that you could give your followers and your subscribers for sure information that's coming straight from the horse's mouth, as they would say, and not from, even me. I didn't form Tryp. Have I been involved with Tryp for now over 8 months? Yes. But I am not the creator. I am not the person who has drawn up all the compensation plans, all of the what for the riders, for the influencers. I haven't drawn up any of that. I don't know what's going on in the back room right now every day when they're meeting every day to improve and answer and provide more and more things with Tryp. So even with listening to me, you're going to get the information that I have to date. Now, do I make sure that I get as much and probably all of the information that is available to date to everyone? Yes, I am, because I'm a part of the business. But even me, right now, it may be something going on. They may be having a conversation, the CEO, the CTO, they may be having a conversation right now that tomorrow they will update us or update on something new that they've added. But so what I'm going to do right now is talk to you from the standpoint of what I know to date. Today's date is August the 20th. So I'm going to give you what I know to date after attending the launch party that was on August the 17th, this past Saturday. Okay, first thing, what I'm going to do is attack a lot of the stuff that he was saying. Okay, I know one thing they asked about were was Tryp going to provide insurance on the drivers or for the drivers or whatever. And then the whole defense was Uber provides $1 million insurance, but Uber didn't in the beginning. That's what that's what y'all don't understand. Quit acting like these other companies that have been now in the business for 10 years were so great in the beginning. They weren't. They did exactly like I just described in my explanation about the iPhone. So of course, yes, we at Tryp and the founders of Tryp have looked at all the things that the other two companies provide, and they're definitely their goal and definitely going to make sure that coming out the gate you're providing at least what they provide now. So that'll be the great thing. That's the great thing it's going to be, because we launched and they took the first rides and did rides on Sunday, and are currently doing rides now. Of course, as they're doing rides, I'm sure the technology officers and everything are in the background trying to figure out any quirks, any issues, things that may be happening, but they are taking rides. I'm going to take that out, and then you're saying, hey, has any rider videoed themselves taking a ride? When have you seen a rider video themselves taking a ride with Uber? Don't nobody video when they taking a ride. They get in the car and they take the ride. And if they satisfied, they give 5 stars. And if they ain't, they give lower stars. So to say and ask that stupid question was very stupid. No, but did you see people getting a ride? I think, what's his name? Greg did a video of a woman actually getting called for a ride or whatever. And they're going to be, but most drivers aren't really marketers for the company, so they're not even really caring to post a video or their phone or their app going off calling for a ride. That's stupid. That's the first thing I'm going to say. I'm going to say that real quick. That's stupid. So quit asking for something stupid, because it's probably not going to happen. Now, what you can do, if you want to say something ain't right and something ain't true, go to the market that we're launched in: Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach. Download the Tryp app, Rider app. It's blue. And call for you a ride. And if don't nobody show up or you don't get nobody, then you can have something to say. But until you do that, quit giving people false information. Okay, so gonna say that. That was the issue, talking about the insurance. So yes, for all of you all that keep asking that, yes, Tryp is going to provide insurance as well, because overall as the app. That is something they discussed, how much it would be. We don't know yet. I don't know, but here's the difference in driving with Tryp and why that may be different in driving with the other two. Because with Tryp, you are truly your own boss. Everything that you earn comes directly to you. You are getting 100% of that. So in that instance, that's just like me as a licensed cosmetologist. When I work in a salon, I am responsible for getting the insurance that I need, because I am an independent contractor. That is what Tryp drivers will be. They will be truthfully independent contractors, because they will collect all of the money that is processed through the merchant services. That doesn't happen with Uber. Uber gives you a percentage of it. That is why it's given to you not on a 1099 miscellaneous, is on 1099K, and it shows what the difference of what they've kept. So of course, because they are keeping a big bulk of the money, and because in a sense you're not truly your own boss, they're going to make sure that their butts are covered, because you could truly complain because they're not giving you all your money. But when you're getting all your money, then you have to do the job to make sure that you have insurance. Now, if they offer insurance, that is fine, and you can purchase it, through them. And if they offer insurance over the commercial insurance that you may get for yourself, that's even more greater. But understand that with Tryp, you truly are your own boss, just like any other independent contractor. And if you want insurance to cover your car, to cover the fact that you're a driver or any of those other things, then you can look at the company to see if they offer it, but then you also should get it for yourself. I know when I was working at a salon, we had to have a particular insurance, the not malpractice, but the disability or whatever kind of insurance. The salon, the company that I was working at, yes, they provided us with a company, and if we could not show them proof that we had our own, then we had to pay with what they were offering. But even so, We paid for it because we were independent contractors. And with Tryp, that is exactly what you will be. So it will be different for paying for your own insurance because when you're keeping 100% of your money. But you darn right. If somebody keeping only giving you 40 to 50% of the money, they definitely should be paying for your insurance. They definitely should have $1 million of coverage or whatever because they ain't giving you all your money. I'm just saying. Let's use our good brain. Okay. Then, what else did they address? How we going to get riders? And do they have riders? First of all, the answer is yes. We have a market tracker that tracks how many people are signed up with free rider accounts and have downloaded the app. And in the market we're launched in, that is over 15,000 people right now. So I'm just going to say that. I'm going to also say, how hard do you think it would be to get something and it's free? The riders don't pay nothing to download the app, just like they didn't pay anything to download the Uber and Lyft app. So that's why they didn't have a problem downloading. How did they hear about it? In the beginning, quit saying that stupid stuff like Uber and Lyft. It had commercials and all that. They didn't have that in the beginning. In the beginning, a lot of it was word of mouth. And if they did, that was 10 years ago, 10 and 8 years ago. And you didn't have as much access and as much usage of internet advertising and Facebook and all the other social media, and as well as they were not really paying the people who were referring out or talking about the businesses. Uber was in the beginning. But because they were not willing to give those people a cut or a piece of the business that they were helping to build, guess what? They cut them out because they had to make sure they made enough money to pay all those investors who invested because they did not want to give and build the company and with the people that were going to actually build and grow the company. Because who built and grew Uber and Lyft? The drivers. It would not be successful without the people driving. It would not be successful without the people calling for rides. So the fact that the drivers and the riders don't get anything out of those two companies for building those companies and continuing to keep those companies going, hey, that's the business model for that, and that's what people signed up for. But now Tryp is coming to give a whole nother option. And it is being built off of the people who are going to be driving, off of the people who are going to be riding, and off of the people who are being compensated for marketing this business. What's the difference in marketing on a commercial and paying a TV network and marketing through an individual and paying them? No difference. It's all the same. So what difference does it make? There are tons of individuals that have guaranteed following of over 50, 100,000 people, million people. So why would Tryp pay a network $10,000, $20,000 for a 10, 20-second commercial to one or two times a day when they could give a person who is building the company compensation for building the company and allow that person with 1 million followers to promote the forming of this company? I hope all y'all that's listening to all these other people who don't know, you listen and you're listening with your good brain and you're thinking about and listening to what I'm saying, because it is no different. But what you have to stop being afraid of is afraid of change. Afraid of when somebody presents you with a better opportunity, questioning it so much. And I always say people question it like that because you don't think you deserve something better. When people present me with something great, I'm wide open and listening to it. And I listen. If it makes sense to me, then I get involved. If it don't, or I ask the right kind of questions and it ain't the right kind of answers to it, then I don't get involved then. But I don't automatically come in the door saying, like I read somebody's comment talking about it's too good to be true. Ain't no such thing too good to be. I believe I deserve each and every doggone thing that I can get. All the money that I can get, I deserve it. So if I get an opportunity or I hear an opportunity that's going to give me that, I'm not going to think it's too good to be true. I'm going to say, let me find out more, which is what I did. So we're going to say that that's stupid. How you going to get riders the same way any other people get riders? How we going to get riders? Because we have a lot of drivers that are signed up that are driving for both companies, because there's nothing wrong with doing that. But what you think they're going to do when riders get in the car with them? They're going to tell them about this new rideshare company that they're driving for, because, of course, with this one, when they call them from them, they're going to keep 100% of their money instead of 50, 60, up to 70 max, and that's rare. So the get riders thing don't make no sense. Secondly, you're saying, oh, this company is, or thirdly, whatever, I'm not counting, because I'm just really want to put this out here. This company is not, they only thinking about the drivers. They only think, well, who makes a rideshare company? Keyword, ride share. You can't share a ride unless somebody driving. So the company should consider the drivers and the happiness of the drivers, because when you do have happy drivers, you're going to have happier riders. I know, speaking from the driver perspective, anytime people have gotten in my car, I am in a good, pleasant attitude, good, pleasant spirit, even though I know they ain't giving me all my money, because I want to put out in the universe what I want. I'm good and I'm friendly to people. And I generally maintain a 5.0 rating, because people want to get in the car and people want to be around people who are happy, who have good energy. But a lot of times, a lot of the drivers for these other two companies are not thinking like me, and they thinking when they get in the car, they really ain't gonna be making no money. They really don't want to be bothered with people, and so they have a nasty attitude, because they know that they only taking home 50% of what they driving for, or what the rider is paying. So if you have a happier driver, which most people are happier when they making money, then you're going to have a happier rider. Understand that. Does that make sense? And if you have happier riders, here's the thing, the great thing about the Tryp app. When a rider is happy with you, which I like this, because as a woman driving, and several times I put men in my car, or put people in my car that I may not feel safe with. Now, yes, I have a dash cam. Yes, I have, Mace with me and everything. But that's still, these people are sitting behind you. So I would much rather have people in my car that have already ridden with me, that I feel safe with. And as a woman riding, I would much rather prefer to be able to go to my app and call for the driver that I've ridden with and that I feel safe with, instead of being like a toss of a coin. And today I might get a good driver, and tomorrow I might get somebody who is mean and don't want to talk and just unfriendly, and makes my ride and my trip miserable because their energy is miserable. So with the Tryp app, from the rider's perspective, that's a wonderful thing, especially from a female perspective. The fact that we have the QR code, and that you have to match the QR code with the driver and the rider, that benefits both. That's a happier rider, because now you know you're getting in the car with the person that you called. That's another benefit. The fact that there's no surge pricing. That's saving money to a rider. What person ain't happy when they saving money? Most of us are. Most people, even when they rich, they want to save money. So the fact that now a rider will pull up, and they probably will do like I do when I'm traveling and I need to call a ride share. I pull up. Right now I only pull up the two that's available. I pull up those two. Whichever price is the best, that's who I call. So for you to say, oh, people, are they going to have brand loyalty? People don't care about no brands. Especially now when it comes to ride share, because anybody who was taking ride share took a risk regardless from the beginning, even getting involved with ride share. So when a new company comes aboard, they're going to give that new company a chance, especially if the price is low. If everything is basically the same, what's the difference? Why not? They still getting in Uber and Lyft with all these reports of drivers doing crazy stuff to women. People getting in car posing and people still calling them every day. So that's stupid to even say that ain't nobody going, because they don't know who they are. They know who they are, and they still taking a risk, and they know that bad things have happened. So you don't think that a rider is going to say, okay, this company is now I'm going to be able to verify my driver. They're caring about my pockets with the cost. They also provide them a panic button for if something goes wrong in their app that's going to allow me to contact the authorities if something happens and I need them, as opposed to being stuck in a car, can't get out because a crazy driver has I've gotten in a car with a mistake person or somebody who is crazy or somebody driving on somebody else's name, all that crazy stuff that we know be happening. So to say and think that Tryp is not is only concerned with the drivers, I just gave you some facts. Quit listening to people who ain't took time to really learn facts, who haven't taken time to contact someone or people who they know for sure will be able to give up-to-date information, because they really want you to stay misinformed, because they want you to keep on riding with the other ones that they drive for, because they want to get your money. They don't want you to do better. They don't want you, even as a driver, to think forward and try something new and do something that's going to benefit you and actually change your financial life. So beware of people who are only giving you negative information. Beware of people who are telling you things and definitely prevent you from doing better. Okay, so we said that. What was that? Well, the thing with the riders, and we ain't got no riders, or how is this? Tryp only care about the drivers, and most of the people who are marketing are these influencers, and they ain't never driven before. This is that. When you saw the Uber and Lyft commercials, them people wasn't nothing but marketers and networks too. But guess what? You took a chance. You didn't hear from a driver once on those commercials. So there you go. Of course, when you're talking to a marketer or a salesperson, they're going to tell you about the business, because that's what they're supposed to be doing, marketing about the business. When is McDonald's getting mad at Ronald McDonald for standing up and talking about how great McDonald's tastes? No. Would you say, oh, no, I ain't going to listen to Ronald McDonald. He ain't never cooked the burger. That ain't his job to cook a burger. His job is to market the business and the company to you. Then you come in and try the burger. So people who are only influencers, they're doing their job. Their job is to put the name and the word of the business out there to get people to give it an opportunity and try it. So quit sounding crazy saying it's something wrong for people doing their job. Ain't nothing wrong with you doing yours. You driving, drive. And a marketer may say, well, why are you listening to a driver? They're not a driver. They're not a marketer. How can they sell you on that? They're only a driver. And would they be wrong for saying that? No, because it's the truth. You ain't marketing the business. And then yes, when you're driving, you give your referral code because you want to get your one-time bonus. You hear that? One time. You finna allow them to make money forever, and they gonna give you one time $50, $100, because whatever the referral bonus is for referring a driver. Or they're gonna give you if you a rider and you refer the app one time, they're gonna give you one free ride for that one person you refer. But that person may bring them $20,000 in a year because they need and use rideshare 2-3 times a day. But they're gonna give you one $15 free ride. With Tryp, you refer them money, you bring them money, even as a rider or driver or a marketer / influencer is what it is. Every time somebody you have referred to that business, uses that business and brings money into Tryp, you will get something from it. Why that sound too good to be true? Sound like somebody actually is valuing the people who build the business. Now, I know you're used to, having CEOs and having companies that really don't care about the people who work for it and grow it. But that's the difference in Tryp. That's the difference in what our CEO is mission is and goal is with this company. Is to actually care about and give back and help the people who are helping build it and grow it. Yeah, he gonna make money. But you used to working for companies that give you 1 to 2% of what you help them make, which is crazy and unfair. But I guess you're so used to being treated unfair, you question when somebody is trying to treat you fairly and value your worth. Think about that. Think about that. What are you saying about yourself that you don't feel like your worth and what you bring to the table should be compensated? I'm just saying. Think about it. You got questions, you can put them in my comments. You can even put, if you're going to have a question that is possibly negative, but you truthfully want an answer, or you want me to find an answer for you, then you can pose that question in a way that it is going to be productive for all involved. Definitely post it. But as you know, if you see my channel is for positive growth. So first I'm going to say I'm apologize because I'm regular. As I said in the beginning of the video, I'm regular. So, but I should not be saying people are stupid, because nobody is stupid. People are misinformed or may not have enough information. So they kind of just make a decision or make comments based on not having enough information. So I'm going to take that back and apologize for that. All I'm going to say, what I'm also going to say is just definitely, instead of always kind of just going off of what people say, and I know that's weird because I'm sitting here saying it, telling you something. I'm telling you based off of my knowledge that I have formulated and found. Of course, you can find out so much about Tryp by joining and signing up in the business, and not signing up to be in the business. You can sign up as a rider. If you want to know what information and what benefits will happen for riders, sign up as a rider. It's free. Download the app in the app store, in your app store. You need a referral code because, of course, as I just said, this business rewards those people who refer people to the business, and that's on all levels. So the referral code, mine, if you want to use it, is TRYP MONIQ 753. TRYP MONIQ 753. Sign up as a rider. Read. Find out what the company is offering. Don't take somebody's word that is just not ready for change because they're acclimated to what they've been doing, and they're so acclimated that when they get a better opportunity and when they see a better opportunity, they put the blindfolds on because maybe they don't think that they deserve a better opportunity. But if you are somebody who knows that you deserve more and you want more, do your research. If it answers the questions that you needed to answer and you feel comfortable, become a part of the business and change your financial life. And if you first want to try it and just start out as a rider, like I said, we just launched, Tryp just launched this weekend in that Miami market. So that's the only market we're in right now. If you been knowing about Uber and Lyft and how they work, that's exactly how they didn't just launch in a million different cities, because as I gave an example in the beginning of the video, when you're first doing something and launching a business, you are trying to fine tune. You put it out there, but then hey, there's going to be some things that work, some things that don't work, especially with technology. And you kind of put it out there so you can do the tester and correct and fix things. So as you move on to the next level, to the next market, if business, you open a store, you open your first store, you figure out what's going on, what you need to do to make the business profitable, then you go to the next one. So this is nothing no different with any other business. There's nothing no different than how it is with the launching of Tryp in this first market. So if you're not sure and you're in that market and you want to try it out, definitely download the Rider app. If you are not in that market, the app is available in all 50 states, 51, 52, how many it is, all over the U.S. The app is available to download in the iOS and Google Play Store. And when you download the app, and then when you can log in online, I always recommend people log in from your computer. You can log in once you download the app and sign up for your Rider account. You have access to open up and see your dashboard. It'll tell you how many rides you're taking in. It'll give you information as a rider, what you're going to receive and things you're going to receive. I'll say this quickly. As a rider with Tryp, every time you refer, because we know I ride with Uber, I drive with Uber and Lyft. When you refer your app or you refer somebody to the app, you will receive 10 cents every time that person uses the app. So not just will you, like with the other two, they'll give one-time reward free here, free ride here, there, and then every time that person is riding and that company is making money, you as the person who referred them don't get anything. That's not going to happen with Tryp. Tryp rewards the people who help build and grow this business. So if you just strictly are a rider, you will get 10 cents every time they download and every time they use that app. Those cash rewards will be able to be cashed out to cash for you after you get to a certain amount, or of course you will be able to use them towards a ride if that's what you want to do. So that is the if you want to find out more and you don't definitely, right now you're a driver, but you're just still unsure, I just say download the Rider app, check it out, go through it. You can reach out to me. My contact information, how to contact and ask me questions, will be there. I am speaking from a driver perspective. I am a businesswoman. I've got to market my own businesses as well. So I'm speaking from a driver, a rider, and a business person marketing perspective. And I have done my due diligence to date with Tryp. And I can honestly say that I cannot find anything wrong with it worth me not investing and taking the risk. I don't want to say taking the plunge to see, because I do see what the other companies have become after 8 and 10 years of being in the business. I know what their value is. Yes, do I know the downsides and the negative things that's going on with them now, but the reality of it is they changed the industry and their worth and their value and what they are now. And I wish I would have had the opportunity with those two that I have now with this one. But what I'm not is a dummy. So if I see something and I see how something started and where it is now, and then I get the opportunity with something similar, I'm going to take that, investment. I'm going to take that chance, because first of all, the investment is so minimal that it's a minimal amount that even if it don't happen or don't work, people eat up more than that in a week or two, really a week. People eat up more than the cost of getting involved in this business opportunity. So if you know anything about business, if you know anything about investments, you know that you have to invest, and any investor is taking a chance that it's going to be a win, but they also know it could be a loss. But that's just like somebody getting up and going to work every day. You taking a chance too, because you could walk in today and have a job for the next year, 2 years, or you could walk in today and they tell you today is your last day. Everything that we do in this life is taking a chance. When you get behind the wheel of a car, you taking a chance that you're going to get to your destination. So for me, that is the way that I looked at this opportunity. And that is the way that I viewed my investment. Now, what I can say is I have already made my investment double back. And we're only launched in one city. So if it was to never happen today, I ain't lost a thing. It's how you see things. It's how you view things. If you come into something looking for the negative, thinking negative, it's probably going to turn out negative for you. But I've never came into this with a negative mindset. Did I come into it with an investigatory mindset? Did I come into it with knowing that I'm going to make sure that I read every nook and cranny and I understand everything before I present something to people? Yes, I did, because I want to be sure, and I'm someone who people takes their word, and I value the fact that people take my word, and so I want to make sure that my word is coming from an informed place. But what I can tell you is definitely about business. And any business and anybody who is in business is working daily to improve that business. Tryp is not going to be no different. Tryp is not any different. Who Tryp is today is not who Tryp is going to be a year from now. And who those other two companies were 10 years ago are not who they are today. That's what happens in business. That's what happens in life, period. Everybody is changing. Everybody is growing. I am working daily to perfect and improve upon who I am. So why would I expect a business that I'm involved in or a business that I have to not be doing the exact same? It's in its infancy. And as it grows up, it's going to get better. But what I can tell you, I want to be in the infancy. Because if you know anything about business, if you know anything about investments, if you know anything, and because I'm looking from both ends, from the driver end and the investor end, then I want to be in early, in the beginning, so that I can profit on this company scaling. Just like all the people who invested in the starter company early on. Those people, those CEOs, those founders of Uber had to convince those investors of what they foresaw for today, 10 years later. And those investors did what? Took a chance and put their money in on Uber and Lyft, hoping that what they invested and what those people presented to them was what was going to come to fruition. And they were going to quadruple their money. And they took a chance and took a risk. The only thing with Tryp is not asking the millionaires and the people who already got money to invest, to build, and then line their pockets more. Tryp is asking the person and the people who is going to grow the company and make the company $1 billion company in the future. They're asking them to make this small investment, and then the investment in time to refer and to talk to people and bring people into the business as drivers. It's the same thing. One, line in the pockets of people who are already rich. The other, line in the pockets and growing a more wealthier economy for all. So not just keeping the rich rich, giving the people in the middle class, even in the lower class, the opportunity to build wealth through being the laborer. Because we all labor, most people labor for companies, and like I said, you don't get but 1 or 2% of what you're bringing in. You may be bringing in millions to this company, and they're not giving because they want to remain the boss and remain rich, but the people who make the company work are remaining in the middle class. That's not a fair economy. So don't question somebody, or don't say don't question, but don't think that you don't deserve something better. Don't think that you don't deserve to get somebody saying, I recognize that you are the one who makes this business happen, and so I want to reward you. Don't think it's something wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. We all deserve the reward for our hard work. That's what Tryp wants to do. Will it continue to improve and grow? Are they learning? Because this is a software as a service company. It's memberships. Drivers are paying for membership to be able to access the app, to access the riders that Tryp and us as referrers and marketers are getting to sign up and download the app. Those drivers are paying that monthly membership for that access. Now, I think I saw somebody on the thing say, yeah, but you paying $200 a month and they may not have enough riders, this and that. Now, giving you up-to-date information. Because those videos and those people who want to talk stuff don't have up-to-date information. Up-to-date information is you will not be charged the monthly cost, the monthly membership fee, until you have made 150% more of what that cost is. Hope that makes sense. So your monthly cost will not be charged until you have earned 150% of that cost, that monthly cost. So what that means, that cost is $200. If you come in and we're in your market and you're signed up as a driver, you will not be charged your monthly $200 until you have made $500. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. So then if you've made $500, you're gonna, that following month, if that's all you've made, once you've made $500, because the cost is $200, then another 100% will be $400, and then half of that would be $500, which makes it 150%. But if you do the math with Uber or the other companies, is what I'm going to say. If you make $500 with them only in a month, them keeping 40% is $200. They generally keep 40. Some instances I've seen, because I said I am an accountant and I do a lot of clients who drive for both of the companies as well as me doing the same. And they're keeping well over 40, sometimes almost over 50% of what the rider pays. So in that, you're giving them the same thing. Difference is, you make that, once you get to that point where you make that 500, they're going to charge you 2. Difference is, you make 1,000, they only going to charge you that 2. If you decide to sign up as a full-time driver, you have other levels. You can do a part-time, which is $79, or you can do the other part-time, a few more rides a month, which is $139. So you don't have just one choice. But most part-time people say they're part-time. I know, I have friends that drive for both. They say they part-time, but they do well over 60, 70 trips a month. So with us, really, they could be in the middle. If once you go over, some people are part-time and don't do but 120, do over 120 trips a month, because they may do, a 40, 50 in a day. I know people who do 40 or 50 in a day. So in 3 days, they are over 150 trips already. And they may not drive the following week, and they may say, that's what makes them part-time. But with Tryp, if you're driving over 120 trips, then you are considered full-time, and you would pay the $199. You pay the $199, you make $5,000 in that month. I know tons of drivers who I've met who bring home $4,000 or so in a month. To get $4,000 mean that they probably earned 6, and they gave the other 2 companies $2,000. Guess what? You make that 6, you drive a Tryp, you're going to give $200. So you're going to bring home $5,800 as opposed to $4,000. You're going to say, well, yeah, but they get the rides. They're getting us the rides because people know about them. People didn't know about them in the beginning. They had to work to that point. But as I said before, most of our drivers are drivers for the other 2 companies. So people going to know about them too, because they're going to tell them. They know to get in your car now. You got sense and you got a company paying 100%, you're going to tell them about it. You're going to pass them a card. You're going to say on the ride, hey, download this app. Favorite me as a driver, because that's an ability that the riders will be able to do, is favorite. And to favorite a driver is a big perk for a rider. I'm just saying, as somebody who has gotten in the car with some real shady kind of people, then I've gotten in the car with some people that I really, really adored, and I would love that when I go back to visit those cities or go back to those places, to be able to call those people directly and request those people directly. That's what the Tryp app will allow riders to do. So while you keep worrying and keep saying that it's not for the riders, there are tons of things that are involved in this app that are for the riders. I'm not going to put them all out here for you now. I just gave you the best way to find out. Go to join.tryprides.com. Sign up as for a free rider account. My referral code, TRYP MONIQ753. Find out the information regarding what you're going to get as a rider. You can find out information if you're interested in driving, what drivers are offered. And you can also download it at the App Store. I can only give, and I really kind of just came on because I just watched the bearded person's video, and I wanted to debunk some of the things that he said. Last thing he said, oh, and they don't have any partnerships with anybody. This and that. Uber and Lyft, them companies didn't either initially in the beginning. They had celebrity endorsements, and of course, everybody gonna endorse you if you pay them money to endorse you. Yeah, common sense. But up-to-date information, because we launched in the Miami market, Tryp is partnered with the Miami Dolphins, an NFL football team. The vice president was there saying it and announcing it. Do you think these are very smart people? They don't run NFL teams, and they not smart. So you don't think that they did their due diligence and researched and did all they had to do on Tryp before they decided to announce that they are partnering with Tryp? I'm just saying. There are several celebrities as well who have signed up to be a part of Tryp. Some of them, you can go to my Instagram page. I think I have a couple people posted. It is at MOEBTRYPN. Mo Be Trippin'. At Mo Be Trippin' on Instagram and on Twitter. Want to stay up to date with new things going on, definitely go follow me there. I post more on Tryp there daily. Then I definitely will do videos, because my channel is not strictly for Tryp. It's just to give information, promote positivity. And because I am a part of the Tryp business, I wanted to definitely make sure that I come and give the correct information, correct people who are giving misinformation, and put myself out there as somebody. Hell, if you want answers, you can ask me. And if I don't know them exactly, I know how to reach out directly to the people, CEO, CTO, and get the exact answer, not give you something from calling somebody who may have just got in the business. I think the guy said he got in the business maybe 2 or 3 months ago, who he was talking to. You know, like I said, I've been in from day one. So I probably am a little more privy or to the changes, to contacting and being able to contact, and not just shooting out stuff that I don't know for sure what I'm talking about. If I don't know, I will work to find out. But I'm just telling you, do yourself a favor. Sign up, if nothing else, to ride with Tryp Rideshare as a rider. If we're not in your city yet, that's fine. You can still sign up to ride. If you sign up to ride and you are signed up with my referral code, I'll definitely reach out to you and let you know when we're in your city. Find out for yourself with anything, not just with this, with anything. When somebody only wants to give you negative stuff, you got to question who they are and what they're about, because they generally are unhappy. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So I mentioned the partnership. I mentioned the business model, and it is, people will keep saying it's MLM, it's a pyramid scheme, it's everything in life, every business, somebody is on top. There are people who work underneath them, and it's somebody on the bottom. So get that out of here. It's not an MLM. It's referral marketing. It's a referral-based business. MLMs are different. What they talking about, downlines and all that. We don't have all that. So just be quiet and talk about and speak facts, or ask people who do know, so you can get facts, so that you don't sound unintelligent saying something that's just not true. It is a referral-based business, and the people who refer do get money for their referrals, yes. But you refer a driver to Uber, they give you money too. I'm just saying. They may only do it one time, but they give you money too. So what's the difference? Difference is Tryp has you in mind all the time, and not just one time, which will allow you to eventually become financially free if you put in the work and effort that you need to reach whatever goal that is that you set for yourself. Okay? So I hope I gave information and helped some people out. I hope that the person I'm talking about that made this video checks this video out as well, because I just really want people to be informed, and I really want to address things from a positive perspective. And if you're with the other two companies and you just don't want to give it a try, you don't have to. Keep doing what you do. Everybody's not going to get everything, and everything isn't for everybody. I just say, just because something isn't for you, don't try to tear it down and say that there's something wrong with it. It's just not for you, or you're just not willing to give it a try. Just say that. Promote positivity. You ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. It is what it is, but I know that's in a perfect world. So anyway, thank you again for tuning in. Like I said, comment. Just come from a positive perspective, or I'm going to delete it. Ask any questions, and I will put the information in the description on how to sign up as a rider and how to reach out to me with any questions. And be sure to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Okay? Everybody have a good one. I hope this helped to inform people who are a little confused. And subscribe. I forgot to say that. Definitely subscribe. Like I say, I address all kind of things, but I appreciate you subscribing and hitting the notification bell. And you can be alerted to when I upload new videos, and you can watch the ones that apply to you. Okay? So again, thanks again for tuning in and watching. And you have a great rest of the evening, day, whatever time it is that you're watching this video.